One.
Buenos noches, amigos, and welcome to another episode of Not Another Yellow Sox podcast. I am Jack Webster here with Matt Galveo and Matt LeBeau, as always. Gentlemen, we can beat the Twins.
We can. We finally know that we can beat the Twins after a rough first game of the series against them. But like you said, Jack, the Yellow Sox, man, they are back. The City Connect jerseys are back. I really do think we should just start a petition to just wear these every game because we would be 162-0 if we wore them. They just don't lose with the City Connect jerseys. And going forward, I think this is just got to be our full-time uniform.
It's not a bad take. It's not a bad take. Honestly, I mean, last year they were, 6-2? With these, they're now 2-0 this year. Yeah, they weren't twice.
An 80 win percentage would come out to 130 wins per season. You know, I think we might defend off the Blue Jays if we get to 130 wins.
Yeah, it's tough to deny the Yellow Sox at this point. Honestly, I mean, they're hot. The Yellow Sox are red hot.
Yeah, I mean, for those of you watching on YouTube, I mean, Jack Webster's displaying his City Connect jersey. We got a little Verdugo action, I think, for us.
Yeah, this is not officially merchandised.
All right.
I'm just going to throw it out there. There's no Nike symbol or anything on that. So I don't want anybody thinking one of those elitist with a real $500 authentic one.
Right. It's not that jersey could be a car payment, you know. But it's not from the team store, not official, but still icy. And I definitely got to cop one of those because those are awesome.
Yeah, no, I mean, I'm glad they brought him back this year. I wasn't sure if it was going to kind of be a one and done type of thing. You know, you see a lot of other teams debuting theirs this year. I know we're all really excited for the Yankees wife beater City Connect jerseys that, have been just being teased throughout New York over the last decade now, plus really. So nothing's going to beat the Yellow Sox. I think, relates very good to the city, especially this time of year. But I want to see them more throughout the season.
Yeah, we will. I think they're here to stay. And obviously winning is going to make them definitely here to stay. And they win. They win in the yellows. So they're nice. I mean, I think people at first didn't like them. And then I feel like people were kind of like 50-50 on them. And then now I feel like, for the most part, people like them. Like I always like.
I feel like it could have gone the other way where like if they wore them and then they just like it's like every time they wore them they just sucked or they had like a losing record with them or something like that could sway the opinion of people. But no, I love them, man. I mean, obviously they go very well, like you said, Jack, with the marathon. That's tomorrow. They'll obviously be repping the Boston jerseys tomorrow, but it's just I mean, it goes really well with the city, and they're just perfect. The blue hat, that they wear is great as well. So shout out to Nike for making those really awesome jerseys.
Yeah. And thankfully, it didn't say just like Los Red Sox, like the Dodgers or Fenwayville, like the Cubs or anything. So I don't want to pretend like all of them are hits. So the fact that we were the very first one and we got one that we really like, I know a lot of other people outside of the Red Sox market don't really quite get it. But, just going to the game on Friday, seeing all the stuff for the marathon around with the blue and the yellow was just like, super cool to see. And I mean, it really does mean a whole lot to the city.
No, it does. And it's so cool to whether you look out in the stands or whether you're on like the concourse at Fenway, how much yellow you now see. It is so it's so different from before these came out where obviously everyone was just wearing, very standard red and blue. Now you can spot yellow pretty much everywhere throughout the stadium. So it's a nice vibe. It's cool. It's definitely something very like off-brand for the Red Sox. Like they're, very traditional, kind of always been like in terms of uniforms, like kind of on the stuck-up side. So I love the vibes, love the energy, and keep
I
winning.
feel like you get that a lot, like you said, LeBeau, with kind of like the, keeping it traditional and kind of almost like stuck up with like a lot of the older teams, like, the Red Sox, the Yankees are obviously the two, their uniforms have really never changed. So it's kind of nice to see them add a little flavor, is always good to see. And you got them with these for sure.
Of course. And of course, we know the New York Yankees City Connect jerseys obviously are just a wife beater and a gold chain. So
yeah,
those those are hot as well.
Yeah. Brett Gardner's number one complaint about him is they do say the player's name on the back. So that is why he has chosen not to re-sign with them out of protest of the New York Yankees. They're trying to just throw so much money at him to, come back and really lead their team, but he's refusing to until they change the City Connect jersey so they don't have names on the back.
He's a traditionalist, man. He loves his pinstripes and the grays with no nameplate on the back. Anything with the nameplate just pisses him off, and you don't want him, slamming the ceiling of the dugout either. So, or cutting up the jersey like Chris Sale.
Yeah, they never would have had to ask Brett Gardner to shave. Like if he was a free agent, they never would have been like, oh, by the way, Brett, you need to shave to play for the Yankees. He would have came in clean shaven.
Yeah.
Like having a beard is sacrilegious to him.
No. I'm almost surprised he doesn't shave off his eyebrows to be completely clean.
Just hair.
Yep.
Kind of like
Always
I don't know,
sunny.
Bino person almost, where the eyes are beat red and just pasty head to toe. I feel like that's the true Brett Gardner. Maybe he wears those color correcting contact lenses or something like that, but I don't quite buy it.
Nah, he's Frank Reynolds in Always Sunny, where he dips himself in
Purell
hand sanitizer and he shaves from head to toe.
I just want to be pure. That's literally Brett Gardner.
And then, is the guy that enforces it amongst everybody else, where they're like, oh, have you not jumped in the hand sanitizer pool? Are you not clean? Please, my brother in Christ.
Oh, shit.
They really can use them. They need help beating the Orioles right now.
They really could use Brett Gardner. He is I kind of feel that's why they're struggling a little bit, especially this series. They don't have the heart and soul of that organization, Brett Gardner, to really help them through these times and help them get a couple wins together here. So I think it's almost time that they just pull the trigger and they put pen to paper with Brett Gardner.
Yeah, I mean I agree. Although the only downside to that is the 2022 Yankees are clearly still the 2021 Yankees. They cannot beat the Orioles. You absolutely love to see something like that. I don't know if Brett Gardner will help because he's going to bring more to the same from last year. So realistically, I think that maybe they should make Brett Gardner the general manager because Brian Cashman's not working out.
What if it's like a Bill Belichick manager / GM / player / janitor type of situation?
I like it.
Yeah. He's the true utility player. He does everything. Yep. Yeah.
He can do it all.
But then it's way too much ground in left field to cover at Camden Park now.
Yeah.
Right. That made a difference, man. They're used to that left field wall being a little bit closer than it is now, and you definitely saw them struggle at Camden this weekend for sure.
Yeah, Gleyber Torres is dead.
Oh, that tweet from the Orioles was absolutely hilarious.
Yes.
The Lakers tweet, that was absolutely fantastic.
For those of you who haven't seen, we're going to pull it up here. But it was like, hey, be nice to a Yankees fan, essentially. Their Lakers got eliminated from the playoffs.
Yeah. Here, I put it on my Instagram story. I'll read it. It says, Series L and no Lakers in the playoffs. tough weekend to be a Yankees fan.
Jack, I also did like your response about Coach K as well.
Yeah, they just lost to UNC.
Yep, they lost Coach K.
Yeah, and the Cowboys choked in the playoffs again. So
yep.
it's really hard being a Yankees fan right now.
It definitely is. It definitely is.
That's just the joke that will never end.
It'll never die.
Yeah.
And like, you get the starter kit, like Yankee starter kits, where it's like, the pair of jeans, the Timbs, the Yankee fitted, and then the the wife beater underneath the jersey, with the gold chain, and the jersey just like unbuttoned like halfway down their chest. And
from Stamford, Connecticut.
Right. Yep. From Connecticut. Yeah, just the full starter kit for the Yankees. That is the ideal Yankee fan.
If you're on that one side of Connecticut, like the western part, close to New York, and you're listening, fuck you. Honestly, I'll burn that bridge. I don't even care. Fuck it.
But we do have some allies out there. I feel for the Red Sox fans that are there because they are in the right and they can't help it. But yeah, that Connecticut is not a part of New England. We might accept like some of them that are like right near the Massachusetts, like Rhode Island border. But
yeah,
outside of that, I think we need to kick them out of the union.
No, I agree.
Yeah, they should just be their own country at this point and fend for themselves.
Them and New Jersey, they can combine into one.
I almost feel like New Jersey and Connecticut are basically the same state.
Yeah,
pretty much.
New York's little brother and sister. That's pretty much it.
Exactly.
Like Connecticut is New York's little sister. New Jersey is like New York's like troubled little brother. Like, like Connecticut is like the prissy sister.
Yeah,
like, has everything figured out.
Went to college,
still, like wicked
like all
boring.
that.
Yeah, someone you never want to hang out with. Wicked boring. And New Jersey's just like the brother that's like railing lines of coke.
Just like how Rhode Island's a little bit like Massachusetts' little brother, like just kind of tagging along.
Yeah.
Like, hey, I'm trying to be like you. Can you beat this level in this video game for me? You know how kids talk.
Oh, that's perfect.
Yeah. And Maine is the weird stoner cousin.
Yeah.
And then just no one talks about Vermont.
Yeah, doesn't exist.
Nah, Vermont is your crazy aunt.
Yep.
Yeah.
Vermont,
That's had
New
too
Hampshire.
much at Thanksgiving.
Yep.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, we obviously made our debut at Fenway for Red Sox opening day on Friday. We definitely did have ourselves a time. You probably saw the video on the Instagram and our Twitter and all our updates throughout the day that we were there. But man, it was a hell of a time. Nice 2:00 start, so we got there early. At the bullpen, having a good time before the game. And then obviously during the game and then after the game, we were back there too. But all around good day. Couldn't ask for better weather for sure. Fenway was jam packed. Jackie Robinson day. It was a great, solid day all around.
Yeah, I mean it's tough to beat opening day at Fenway. The vibes were absolutely unbelievable. Beautiful day, beautiful weather. I did forget my sunscreen, sadly, and
you were coming
I was already battling an existing sunburn. So, Red Sox lost. I got a little sunburnt. I got a little, drunk. Had 2 glizzies, 2 sausages, and no, great day. Great day.
Yeah. Let's kind of start it off from the beginning here. So, first of all, we start drinking at 11 o'clock in the morning at the bullpen, the designated Not Another Sox podcast meetup location at this point. So
right.
We will be there pre and post game like we've announced before, waiting to meet some more, fans and everything. But it was a very nice location, especially for you, with battling the sunburn, nice and dark and cool.
Yeah.
Definitely saw some interesting jerseys there. We got some free Budweiser beers.
We did.
They're sponsoring us now. They're coming on board.
Yep, finally. Yeah. It is. Yep. It's about time. Real quick thing about the Budweisers. Obviously, bullpen, great time. the Budweisers, we did get them for free. I saw a lot of comments on Twitter because we posted them of people coming at us for drinking Budweisers. For one, a fine beer, a fine lager.
It's an American
Also,
beer.
yeah, it's like I understand it wouldn't be my first choice personally. Like, yeah, maybe a little heavy, maybe not the best tasting, but a completely fine lager. Also, they were free. Like, free beer is the best type of beer, and it's Budweiser. It's not like we got like free O'Doul's or something like that. Like,
right.
Something fucking weird. Like
when the one thing I will say is like when that the two guys came up to us and the woman came up with the actual bucket of beer, and I thought we were gonna have to like answer some kind of like trivia or do something to actually get the beer, but she just came up to us and was like, "Hey, we're with Budweiser. Do you guys just want free beer?" And obviously,
is that a trick question?
Yeah,
I was confused. I was just waiting for there to be some kind of catch.
I know. I agree.
Yeah. No, I thought we were gonna have to answer like a riddles 3, kind of like you were saying, you know, like maybe it's a Saw situation. Okay, like cut off your own leg, you get these free beers then. But no, they only asked for a photo of our gorgeous mugs for their social media, and you know, I got a nice necklace from them which I have already mislocated, but.
You were rocking that.
Very generous people from the Anheuser-Busch Corporation.
Yeah. And I do want to call out those two jackasses that were right behind us that said no to free Budweiser. They just straight up said no. They didn't want it.
Yeah, I it's unbelievable to turn down free beer, let alone, you know, Budweiser, whatever. You like it, you don't like it, it's fine. I just want to like set the record straight on this. If you're in an establishment and someone offers you free beer, please take it. And if you don't want it, just give it to someone.
Yeah.
Like, not too long ago, we were in our early 20s, you know, struggling.
Yeah.
You know, very little money, and beer at a bar where the beer is expensive can be a lot. A free beer now doesn't mean as much as it does, you know, as it would 6 years ago. But dude, like, give it to a college kid, or a young person, or whoever. Just keep it. I don't know. It's a free beer. It's a free beer.
So I'm a huge proponent of anything free, like to a bad degree where I'll see like a couch on the side of the street and I'm like, well, it's free, even though I have, you know, a couch in my apartment already. I have nowhere to put this dirty street couch, but it still enters my mind. So I really do think even if I was a millionaire, like money did not matter to me at all, and someone offered me a free beer, I would still be excited and drink that beer because it's
absolutely
free. Like, you can't beat it. It's free. It's literally free.
Yep. So if you see us out and we're drinking a Budweiser, just mind your business and don't comment on it and be like, well, Budweiser, well, maybe it was free, which it was. Or maybe I just drinking a Bud. Honestly, not a bad lager. All right. Everyone needs to get over themselves. I know craft beers are, you know, very, very good. We all like them. It's very popular. But, you know, I don't always want to, you know, drink a Dance Revolution IPA. Like, just give me, like, sometimes it's just nice to drink, you know, nice cold American beer out of an aluminum fucking can. Stop being a beer snob.
I think right now Matt LeBeau is going to just drink Budweiser out of spite every time we're out now. That's just going to be like his spite beer. He's just going to keep drinking that, so then the haters keep hating.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and hopefully the kind people at Budweiser come back every game to give us free beers, and we just are, you know, kind of establishing a relationship, partnership where eventually they pay us to drink their beers. I think that would be the only thing better than having free beers is getting paid to drink beers.
Yeah.
And then you really can't hate on us if we're getting paid to drink beers, because are you getting paid to drink beers? No.
And look, we're talking about it right now. We're doing exactly what they wanted us to do. We're talking about the fine people at Anheuser-Busch giving us free refreshments, and now we've given you free advertisement. You see how this works? Doug Budweiser, owner of Budweiser.
I think that's actually his name, Doug Budweiser.
Doug Budweiser.
Mr. Budweiser. Mr. Budweiser is my father. Call me Doug. Oh God.
Yeah.
But
we all ended up getting chicken tendies there too, which I think was the move.
Great.
They come out scorching hot, but they came out pretty fast, at least for mine. So
I have to do a shout out to the bullpen though. That was unbelievable service. You know, it being opening day. You know, there's people coming in and out. You know, that the service was very quick for the amount of people that were in there.
No, it was. It was. I went right down to the end of the bar every time I needed a drink. Bang, boom. Good morning, good afternoon, good night. The chicken tendies were very, very good. And they give you like I asked for honey mustard, but they actually don't have honey mustard. They have like something better. And it's like the Massachusetts gold fever sauce. They call it gold sauce. It's not a thing in Rhode Island. It's only a thing in Massachusetts. Actually, my current girlfriend showed it to me. There's like they like have it like they put in like calzones and shit. It's very popular.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's what it is. It's like honey mustard with like a little bit of barbecue in there, a little bit of tang, a little bit of sweetness. Very good.
It's kind of like Rhode Island's got coffee milk, and Massachusetts just has this gold sauce that you just
the gold sauce. Yep.
Right.
Yep. Gold on the ceiling.
Yeah, we have to travel out west to find the gold sauce.
Yeah. We're gonna find the recipe one day.
Bro, we're prospectors for the gold sauce.
Yeah. The great California gold sauce rush.
Yep.
Back in 1949.
Gold fever. Gold bottles.
But
yeah,
I was saying, we saw.
Yeah,
we did see some interesting jerseys. We tweeted out the Robbie Ross Jr. one.
That was a good one.
If you're listening and you wore that Robbie Ross Jr. shirt, you are welcome on the pod anytime.
Yep.
Yeah, that was an unbelievable shirt to wear, Robbie. I feel like out of a lot of players, that would probably be one of the least that you'd expect somebody to have at a bar. So shout out to that guy. That was unbelievable. It is on our Twitter if you haven't seen it yet. We also did see a Yankee jersey, a Mike Mussina Yankee jersey as well, and you know, the whole bullpen soundly booed him as we were walking into the stadium. So
can we play the audio?
We will right here.
Yeah, perfect.
But yeah, I mean, I think his buddy was saying too. He was like, he picked him up in the morning, and then when he got in the car, he noticed that he was wearing the Mussina jersey, and he was like, "Dude, what are you doing?"
Yeah, that's a move, man. That's a move. You know, it's one thing if you wear an opposing team's jersey, that's totally cool. To wear a Yankees jersey to Red Sox opening day between the Twins is like, dude, you're asking for it. The guy was kind of nice. I booed the shit out of him. Obviously, I'm obligated to do that. But like, you know, then like he was kind of behind us in line, so I was like talking to him. I was like, what the fuck is going on here? And like, I don't know. He explained it. It actually was a nice jersey. He had like, I don't know, one of the patches, some bullshit thing that the Yankees do, you know, some ceremonial patch. But it was a nice jersey. And I can't believe it. I did see one kid in the stadium. He had a Yankees jersey and a Twins hat. And that's like, just like, dude, you're just get beer poured on you.
Who do you cheer for to lose in the playoffs in that case?
Well, the Yankees and the Twins, I mean, recently they've had some battles in the postseason too, so that's a weird combination to wear.
Yeah, I think he's just doing it to troll.
Yeah.
You know, like he's just trying to like get a rise. He's like, all right, he's probably a Yankee fan, and he probably had a Twins hat lying around, and he's like, this is perfect. I'm gonna root for the Twins. I'm a Yankee fan. I'm wearing my Yankee jersey. You know, and like, dude, if you wear a Yankee jersey to Fenway Park and something happens to you, I don't feel bad for you or your parents.
What do you think?
Maybe he was just confused because he thought the Yankees signed Carlos Correa, so his like mind just couldn't even comprehend that it wasn't on there, so it just malfunctioned and kind of did both, kind of like a robot getting out of sorts.
Yeah. Dumb
Yeah.
Yankee robot.
And then he had, dreams of Gary Sanchez as well. So he was all sort of confused, probably. So, yeah, just got to blame it on the little confusion there for the kids. So, but yeah, man, it was a great time. Saw definitely some jerseys. Glizzies were consumed. Sausages were consumed, which they always hit. Those hit extremely different. Jack, we did get a little taste of the vodka lemonades at Fenway, which I have actually never had until Friday. But they hit. I mean, on a perfect day, it was in the 60s, sunny. Those vodka lemonades definitely did hit, and I know you kind of turned me on to that. So that was definitely a great surprise for sure.
Oh yeah, no, the vodka lemonades. Real quick, I know Jack, you're a big vodka lemonade guy, but I had had only like one before. Jack is a big proponent of those, and baking in the sun, that vodka lemonade just absolutely hits so different. It was fantastic.
Yeah, no, I wasn't gonna do it until later on in the season. I didn't even realize they would have had them available now. But the weather just called for it. Like,
Yeah.
I was wearing my nice pullover and I had my Wade Boggs shirt underneath, so I had to rep the 26 Hall of Fame Chicken Man, and I think even though he drank 100 beers, I think he would have wanted me to throw in a few vodka lemonades and a whole
Yep.
rotisserie chicken somewhere in the Fenway repertoire. So they hit very different, even though the game might have not gone the way we wanted to. It still added to the ambiance, and it's definitely going to be in the playbook for later on in this season.
Oh, for sure. It's definitely going to be on my on my radar going forward during the year. But yeah, I mean, I guess just kind of going quickly, through the game. Obviously, very tough. A tough outing for Nick Pivetta as well. He just went 2 innings, 4 earned runs, 2 strikeouts. Definitely a tough outing. Like I said, for Pivetta, he's had a couple of rough ones out of the gate. So hopefully things do turn around for him in his next start. But definitely a rough outing for Pivetta on Friday.
Yeah, and obviously he had the success in the playoffs, so he's going to have a little bit of a longer leash than normal. But I mean, not great. Definitely stuff was flat. Wasn't fooling anybody, and a couple bad bounces, a couple stupid plays like the no man's land pop up right off the bat in the first inning. Like that was really frustrating. A couple other stupid things, but I hope we'll figure it out. But who came in after Pivetta?
So it was Pivetta, and then Philip Valdez came in after for 2 innings.
Captain Phillips. Okay. Yeah.
Yep. So when Pivetta, Valdez came in for 2, Sawamura came in for 2, Brazier for 1, Austin Davis, and then Matt Barnes. Jesus, he came in for that too.
We'll get to Matt Barnes at the end of the game.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I mean, it really felt like it was like 5-0, 6-0 right off the bat. And, we score another run, we get back in it. But like Joe Ryan, the pitcher for the Twins, not really well-known name, still under rookie status. Like he just had our number that day. There was really not too much other to say than that. Like 6 innings, a few Ks, not a lot of walks, not a lot of hits. Like that will get the job done most of the time.
Yeah, 1 earned for Ryan. He definitely was dealing for sure. So he did have the number. Verdugo had that blast that kind of got the crowd into it a little bit. You thought they were going to make a little bit of a run there, but never really got too close. It just felt like they were kind of out of it once they got down early. There was a couple plays here and there where you thought they were going to be able to string stuff together. But yeah, all around, just was never really a close game, and it was kind of out of it. Felt like they were just kind of out of it right from the beginning. Once the Twins put those three or 4 runs, through 2 innings.
Yeah, I mean, we kind of felt like we got back into it with the Devers blast that made it 6-4.
Right.
It's the 7th inning at that point. You feel like you still do have a chance to win that ball game or at least tie it up, send it to extras. Who knows what happens? But then having Matt Barnes come in right after that and just give up another 2 runs to kind of cancel out any type of rally. Definitely not what you want to see from someone like him.
Yeah, I mean, we've talked about it too. Obviously, um, such a great first half last year, and then since the All-Star break, I mean, even coming into this year, he has just not looked good at all. Not looked like himself. Obviously, a tough performance in that 1 inning that he had on Friday, and man, the wheels look just like they are just completely coming off with Matt Barnes right now.
Yeah, I mean, God, it's just like I said, you want him to do so well. I'm out on Barnes. Just couldn't be more out. He's going to get plenty of opportunity, so it's not like I'm saying like he should be, DFA'd. I mean, he won't be. I'm not saying that he should be out of the rotation or for bullpen pitchers because, again, same thing. He won't be, but I just fucking hate watching him pitch. I can't stand watching him pitch. He pitches with no balls. He's such a pussy. I just don't like watching him pitch. He is.
Yeah, you really can't put him in any type of leverage situation at this point. Even the game's close, like he's kind of more of your blowout type of pitcher at this point. So it's a fall from grace. The stuff just isn't there. The poise doesn't quite feel there either. That probably comes a lot from uh, issues with his stuff just internally. But if you can turn it around, we see what type of pitcher he has been, and you kind of are just, I don't want to say stuck with him at this point because hopefully he does at least live up to some of that contract. But as of right now, he wouldn't be on the team if it wasn't for the contract.
Absolutely, yeah.
Yeah.
And he shouldn't be on the team, but he is going to be on the team. And he wouldn't be on the team if it weren't for the contract, but unfortunately, here he is.
Yeah, there's not much you can do, man. And even we had some people from Connecticut that were in our area, and they were saying that they're out on Barnes as well. They're kind of disowning him at that point. People from Connecticut are even ragging on him too. So not a great look for Matt Barnes here.
Yeah, I mean, dude, for one, UConn trash.
Yeah,
I don't really take
I mean,
much.
you got into a little scuffle. Not a scuffle, but a little
UConn
back and
trash.
forth.
I mean, there was some UConn trash behind us. It was what it was. I mean, they're in terms of New England power rankings, they're at the bottom. I mean, and Matt Barnes is typical UConn trash. And he's a pussy, but
Grew up a Yankees fan.
yeah,
Well,
no shock there. I really
By the
want
way, it was very hard to be behind us from where our seats were as well. There was only literal one row behind.
There was one
their section.
There was one.
Yeah.
I've defended Matt like tooth and nail. Like to like my friends, we talk about the Red Sox a lot. And I've like been the last one off the Matt Barnes train, but I am off of it now. I hope he turns around, but yeah, it's just not going to happen.
Yeah. I mean, I feel like that's really all you can hope for is that he magically finds his stuff again. And then, he can become, half the pitcher that he was at the first half of last year. Yeah, I mean, I guess going forward, obviously they dropped that 1-8-4. And then on Saturday, they get a big 4-0 win against the Twins to just hop back into the win column there. Obviously Tanner Houck had a great outing, 5 2/3, no earned runs. Just really what you like to see. We talked about it in the group chat. Would have liked to seen him go that last out and finish 6 innings. But 5 2/3 strong for Houck and in a good bounce back performance for the Sox as well.
Yeah, no, yeah, we can just start off with Hauk here. I mean, I think he kind of was the story of the day. You saw the blast earlier on, but him being able to kind of go a little bit deeper into a game, obviously not giving up any runs, is what you want to see. He only really got to the top of the third time through the order, which I probably would have given him, one more batter at the end there, especially given that we had the lead. But hopefully, you can see a little bit more of that. Throughout the season, because he doesn't necessarily have a guaranteed spot later on in the year once you get guys coming back. So it'd be nice if he could hold on to his role as a starter, and we can actually finally say we drafted and developed a starter.
Yeah, that's really it. I mean, they haven't drafted and developed a starter in light years, so good to see him doing well. Obviously, it's still gonna be a little frustrating to watch him pitch because his stuff is the best in the world, but he also goes 3-2 with pretty much everyone. So like he's never gonna be like a 7-8 inning guy, and that level of pitcher is kind of dying out anyways. But he's never gonna be like efficient, 90 pitches headed into the eighth. Like he's gonna be like taken out after the fifth inning pretty much every time. Maybe until he can get a little better control. He's not wild, right? Like watching him, he's not wild. He's just like he just misses his spots every now and then out of the strike zone. Never like leaves one up too much, makes a bad mistake, but just like tends to just miss the strike zone a little bit. That's all.
He's effectively wild. Like, yeah. I mean, it's not always going in the exact spot that he wants, but that doesn't mean the opponent can still hit it. He's going to walk a few guys. He's going to, not necessarily be, a 10 pitch per inning type of guy, but when he's not letting guys on, not giving up hard hits, not a lot of runs are still going to come across the plate at the end of the day. So, you'll take 5+ innings of scoreless ball over, maybe 6 or 7 innings of 2 to 3 run ball. So hopefully we can see a little bit more of this pitcher as opposed to what we saw at Yankee Stadium first time around. But you still have confidence in him moving forward, and this is definitely a boost in that.
Exactly. And just going into the offense here as well. Obviously, Verdugo stays hot, homers again. Bogart stays hot. He homered in the third. So Verdugo in the second, Bogart's in the third. Those bats, stay hot. And like we really talked about, obviously Devers went deep in game one in this series. And this 1 through 6 is really, really, they can provide so much jump and so much offense. If they can continue hitting the ball like this, I mean, they're right up there with, one of the best lineups, if not the best lineup in the league when outside, the Dodgers and that. But this team this 1 through 6 is right up there with anybody.
No, absolutely. And everyone says 1 through 6, and obviously it is the 1 through 6, but then you have Bobby D right there too. And he swings a good bat. He's been getting, very, very good, solid contact. He had a nice hit today. So you could even look at it like a 1 through 7. And then you have, obviously Jackie, who is obviously a minus hitter offensively, but he's hitting and he's playing good defense, obviously. And you have Christian Vasquez, who is the worst offensive player in the history of the Boston Red Sox organization, but also very good defense. And now, finally, Christian Vasquez is actually throwing guys out. So the first couple of games of this Twin series, really, we've heard about it for so long. Christian Vasquez is this prolific arm behind the plate, and I feel like he's never throwing guys out. So now he had a few grabs this past weekend. So that was really nice to see.
2 for 2.
Yep.
100% on the year.
Yep.
But no, one thing that's crazy to think about right now is Jackie Bradley Jr. has a higher OPS than Hunter Renfroe on the Milwaukee Brewers. So I'm so glad that we finally got that offensive force and got rid of that deadbeat Hunter Renfroe.
That stinks.
But yeah, I was definitely not quite expecting that when I was looking at some of the numbers today. Yeah. But Any contributions that you get really from that, 7, 8, 9 is going to make the team that much better, especially once the lineup flips back over to Kike and Devers and everybody. So, it's not critical that they perform every single game, but what you get from them will definitely, help decide, a few more ball games at the end of the season, which is what's going to, really make or break the division, making the playoffs, and, where you're going to be and who you're facing.
Exactly, for sure. And then if we want to switch over to today's game as well, you got another
I just
point?
want to touch on Whitlock first.
Yeah.
Since, another just unbelievable performance coming out of the bullpen. Really, it almost seems like it's a surprise when he ever gives up a hit or a walk at this point. I mean, it seems like it's just automatic. And I mean, at this point, it kind of is.
Yeah. No, I mean, it's just not much to say about it. Like, we know he's good at this point, and he's just dealing. I mean, there's just it's just he's pitching at an elite. Yeah, he's pitching at an elite level
at this point.
Yeah, he's pitching at an elite level. I mean, it's fun to watch. He's clicking on all cylinders. That's it. That's really it. He's very valuable.
Yeah, it's almost like he's going to win the Cy Young, in 2023. So we're all looking forward to that.
Yeah, exactly. And then, like I mentioned, just going into today's game, big 8-1 win. Offense stayed very hot in this one as well. Michael Wacha wasn't bad either. For the Red Sox, he went 5 innings. No earned runs, 5 strikeouts. So definitely a much more solid performance from Michael Wacha today than we've seen, earlier on this season. So that was obviously, very encouraging, when you were watching this one this afternoon.
No, and there's a lot to say here because this is something that we just did not expect. This is a guy who's really not a good pitcher, who's pitching at a very high level and looks like it's not a fluke. Like his stuff looks good. He's been really nice to watch these first 2 starts. And I think that the Red Sox I know it's early. I know it's a small sample size, but it doesn't look fluky. It doesn't look like luck. It looks like he's actually, found something. And if that can be the case, and the Red Sox stole him for $7 million over 2 years, then that's fantastic.
No, I mean, even though that first start wasn't too bad, he only gave up 1 run over 4 1/3 and only 1 hit, I believe. So, 2 hits that first game and 1 hit today. But like you were saying, it doesn't look like it was just good luck. It wasn't hard hit balls. It was a lot of soft contact, not a lot of runners on base any individual inning. So it's still very early too. But it's encouraging. It doesn't feel like Garrett Richards or Martin Perez. It feels like an actual guy. You might be able to depend on. Obviously, like any pitcher, he's going to have his ups and downs throughout the year, but you feel confident having a little bit more of that depth, kind of like I was mentioning before, especially once some of the other guys come back into the rotation, or gives you a little bit more flexibility.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think that is another thing. Like Red Sox fans, I feel like just as a Red Sox fan, you've gotten burnt so many times in the past with those like 1-year guys who you put in like the 4th or 5th spot, and you try to get something out of them. The Perez, the Richards, it's who else did they sign last year? There's 2 guys they signed last year, Richards, and is that it?
Well, they re-signed Perez.
Yeah, Richards and Perez, and then wasn't there another guy?
I mean, chances are, but I even barely remember Martin Perez at this point. So
there may have been one other guy, but obviously Perez and Richards were the big ones. that obviously didn't pan out very well. But just on the point of Michael Wacha, like you mentioned, Jack, just the depth piece. If you're seeing this from him right now, it's obviously very encouraging stuff going forward. If he can provide you, with performances like he did today, against a good Twins team, it's definitely all the more better going forward as we progress throughout the year. So he'll be a very valuable piece, and it looks like he's definitely going to add more value than a Richards or a Perez at this point. So good stuff for Michael Wacha today. So.
Yeah, not Martin Perez.
Not Martin Perez, no.
the Perez thing was fun. The love affair the Red Sox fans had with him was fun, like the Perez Day thing. But
I enjoyed him as a person.
Yeah, I did. I did enjoy him as a person, and he was, a nice guy, and he had like the mariachi. He did the mariachi band, like they always play that commercial of him like in the mariachi band. His dad was like a singer or whatever, but the guy fucking stunk. He was absolutely terrible. He belonged nowhere near a good rotation, and this version of the rotation is much better without Richards, without Perez. So no Erod, that sucked, but I still like this rotation better.
Yeah, and I feel like a lot of the Martin Perez love came from the people who actually bared through the 2020 season when it was legit Perez Day. You actually had a chance to win instead of throwing Ryan Weber and Tommy from 7-Eleven out there. So I think that's kind of where the love affair with Martin Perez came in. And honestly, like if you ask me in like 5 years, like, hey, Martin Perez, what did you think about him on the Sox? Be like, yep, pitched well in 2020. Didn't even care about 2021. So I'm not trying to slander the dude, but he just wasn't very good statistically in 2021. That's okay. It's okay.
Yeah.
Good clubhouse guy, not a guy that you really want on the field at all.
Nope.
But the bats were also very encouraging today. Obviously, big hits for Verdugo again, JD, Xander, even JBJ, like you mentioned, LeBeau, and Story as well in the eighth there late in the game. So very encouraging signs throughout the lineup, especially LeBeau, like you mentioned, those 7, 8, 9 guys. If they can produce, that's huge. And obviously a guy like JBJ, factoring into the offense is definitely a plus for this team.
Yeah. Sorry, Jack, go ahead.
Oh yeah. So, I mean, honestly, it felt like a lot closer game than it looked like if you just looked at the final box score. Since, I mean, it was 0-0 through 5, and then we finally scored 2 in the 6th.
Right.
And, a pair of sac flies powered by that nice Xander double. Very nice to see him getting going, 3-hit day. But after that, Ryan Brazier comes in with a guy on base, and, believe it or not, he gave up that runner that was on base already.
Yeah.
So it didn't affect his ERA. So don't you worry. He's sitting at 2.70, but he will, if there's a base runner on, Ryan Brazier will make sure that he gets home.
Yeah. He's the inherited runner king. And, he needs to go, I guess. I mean, I give him a couple more chances, whatever. I'm not going to, bring him to the guillotine just yet. But it's not like you have any other options, really, I guess. Well, I mean, you got Darlington down there. But I felt offensively everyone squared up a ball today. Like the air was really thick and it was pretty windy. So a lot of balls were getting knocked down. But in the early part of the game, like first through, the fourth inning, there was a lot of balls that were hit that you thought were going to go. And, the air, just that thick air knocked them down. Like Devers hit a ball that was easily gone any other day. Bogarts had one, I think JD had one that should have been, it was like a wall scraper and left, should have been off the wall at least. And then just overwhelmingly, they just took over, and that Bogarts line drive, that's what you needed. Like the wind wasn't going to do anything with that. Ball was hit freaking 110 miles an hour off the bat. So his swing looks great. Story's figuring it out. Verdugo still killing it. So, I mean, that's the type of offensive performance you're going to see a lot of this year for sure.
Yeah, and I feel like we still really haven't seen the best of Trevor Story. Right now, it seems like he's almost in a spring training mode where he's figuring things out with his swing. He obviously had to miss time by signing late, birth of his child. New York City poisoned him. So, now we're kind of finally starting to see the actual player that he is. He's made some really nice defensive plays already. He looks like a very good natural at second base. And, probably even a better defender than we've seen there since anybody there since Pedroia. So it's nice to actually have a little bit of stability and, kind of knowing the best is still yet to come.
Yep. And a lot of guys pitched today. So it was a good day for the bullpen. Obviously, Brazier didn't look too good, but a lot of guys pitched. Strom pitched well. Obviously we know Waka with a great start. Who else pitched today? Let's see.
Diekman pitched.
Yep, Diekman. Yep, Big Fudge pitched. He looked good. Diekman's money, honestly.
Yeah, he looks real good.
That might end up being, one of Heim's biggest steals at the end of the year. I mean, he looks like he can be, the lefty for you in October, and really help you down the stretch, even as a setup man.
Yep, I agree. Other than that, the Yankees lost to the Orioles 5-0.
But don't worry, Nestor Cortez had an immaculate inning.
Yep. Yeah. Yankee fans were very excited about that.
So I actually saw a Clay Buchholz immaculate inning against the said Orioles in person and didn't even notice. Which really kind of tells you everything you need to know about immaculate innings. They're cool, they're rare. It's whatever, but it's not a perfect game. It's not a no-hitter. It's not a cycle even. It's one really good inning.
Yeah. Exactly. And I mean, it's a tough weekend to be a Yankee fan. I mean, dropping 2 or 3 out of to the Orioles is not something that you want to see. But on the flip side, the Red Sox are currently 5-4 in the year, half game behind the Blue Jays, who are currently at 6-4, and they got a big series with them this week. I believe that's in Toronto. So it's going to be a big series.
This one's here. Next one's in Toronto.
Next one is in Toronto. Okay, yeah, because we play them, the Rays, the Jays again. Those next
that's all that you need to know about this upcoming week is we face, I think, 8 or 9 or 10 games against, probably some of the teams that we're going to have, a hard time against this season. So, we still got one more game against the Twins tomorrow, nice little Patriots Day game. Real quick shout out Rich Hill. His father did pass away, who did run in the Boston Marathon, numerous times. So I think it'll be really nice for him to get the ball and, hopefully you can have a really nice performance tomorrow to have a really nice memory of everything.
Yeah, I heard on the radio today that Rich Hill's dad was big on the boxing scene in Brockton. Rocky Marciano, sparred with Rocky Marciano. So that's really cool. So sports definitely runs in that family. Shout out to Mr. Hill, 94 years old. That's awesome. Very full life. Got to see his son pitch for hometown team, the Red Sox. Not once, not twice, but 3 different times. So that's
7.
That's awesome.
And somehow Rich Hill is 96, which makes his father passing away at 94 even that much more remarkable.
I was just going to say, how's Rich Hill's dad 94 when he's 103?
Yeah. Exactly.
The Celtics are the balls.
Yep. Big.
Kyrie.
Yep. Kyrie sucking off the crowd.
Dude, what? What an absolute clown that guy is.
Yeah.
He sucks.
Yeah. Him and Matt Barnes can go room
Yeah.
together somewhere.
Basketball.
To the gulag.
No,
I actually watched 3 minutes of an NBA game, which is the only 3 minutes of an NBA game I've watched this entire season.
and honestly, like I'm not that far off. I like college basketball a lot. I'll watch that, anytime, regular season, NCAA tournament, whatever. NBA, I'm not too big of an NBA guy. But because in the regular season it's just brutal. But the playoffs, honestly, I had a really good time watching the playoffs. I'm looking forward to a good series. It'll be fun. Little shooty hoops.
Yeah, no, exactly. And but we got a big series against the Jays this week. Then at the Rays, then at the Jays again. That'll be the next couple of series. So big AL East vibes coming at you the next few series. So it'll be tough, and it'll be definitely a measuring stick. Next week and a half.
Well said.
Kind of see where you line up with the big boys of the AL East. So it'll be a good next couple series for sure.
Yeah, I agree. That's a good way to put it. Like this is now like the season's kind of starting. It's like, now you're in full swing. You're going to be faced with some challenges. You're going to face some good lineups. Your starting pitcher's going to get chased after like the second inning. Your bullpen's going to poop their pants one game. You're going to hit someone back in the throat. So it's going to be, it's going to be fun for these next few weeks here while the Yankees have a pretty easy schedule. But then the Red Sox come back and play the Orioles after, they play the Jays, the Rays, then the Jays again. So.
Yeah. And LA. So I don't care if they literally get every single Hall of Fame player that's active right now. Joe Madden will run them into the ground. So I'm not.
Joe Madden intentionally walking someone with the bases loaded is
Corey Seager.
By far, just the dumbest thing. I just don't. There's something in the water over there in California. Like we've just seen just some of the dumbest shit. Like I just can't believe it. I just cannot believe it. There's no analytic or no number in the entire world to make that a good move. That's ridiculously stupid.
Nope. And that's why they're cursed. I stopped feeling bad for Mike Trout when he signed that extension, knowing that the Angels were built on a sacred Indian burial ground. So I think that's the only true explanation at this point.
Yeah, which is Disney.
yeah, exactly. Cancel your Disney Plus account. Let's not head down that route.
Yeah, exactly. Right.
There's always one thing at the end that I say to spice things up a little bit.
That's all right.
We're gonna get shadow banned by China. Not another Sox podcast gonna be banned in the Republic of China.
Jack tries to throw in a little spice. He's eating his what you eating your taquitos?
Yeah.
There we go.
This is my dinner.
The dinner of champions.
All right.
I think that about wraps it up though for this week.
Yeah, I think we're good. Like we said, a few series coming up, some big ones. It'll be fun. We'll see you on the other side.
Like, share, subscribe.
I'm in the corner watching you kiss her. Whoa. Peace.